Handcuffed before a judge after a months-long investigation by the WBZ-TV team. The man responsible for the drunk driving death of a young mother is facing new charges. William Foley Jr. is a 5-time convicted drunk driver. I-team cameras caught this Dedham man driving after his license was revoked, and prosecutors now say that video is the evidence that could land him behind bars once again. Our chief investigator, Cheryl Fiandaca, caught up with Foley after he was charged.
It didn't take long for William Foley Jr. to end up back in handcuffs, facing a judge after the I-team caught him driving without a license. Foley, a 5-time drunk driver, was responsible for the crash that killed Christine Griffiths in 2001. Her family clutched her photo in court.
Mr. Foley, on this matter, you're being held on $500 cash bail.
Foley's license was revoked for life, but the I-team found him behind the wheel on 3 different days. Prosecutors used that evidence in court.
WBZ-4 investigator Cheryl Fiandaca, they had video of Mr. Foley operating on October 15th, October 29th, and November 5th of 2021.
After posting bail, Foley left the court with his lawyer.
Mr. Foley, can we just talk to you about what happened here in court?
He really doesn't have any comment right now.
But he did speak to us last fall when we saw him driving without a license in Dedham.
Cheryl Fiandaca with Channel 4.
Hi, Cheryl.
Can I ask you why you're driving?
Why am I driving? No, you may not.
We saw you driving and your license has been revoked.
I received a letter from the RMV,
What does that say?
and I'm back on the road.
That you got your license back?
Correct. Restricted.
Do you have any proof of that? Can you show us any proof of that?
Not at this time.
Foley has made a number of attempts to get his license back in the past.
I was completely responsible and take all blame.
But the registry refused to give it to him. In court, his lawyer says he was trying again just before the pandemic hit.
However, during COVID, he had not had the opportunity to have a hearing.
Christine Griffith's family says they will never agree to Foley getting a license to drive. The night he killed her, police say his blood alcohol level was almost 3 times the legal limit. Michaela was just 2 years old when her mother died.
This was my first time seeing him, so I just saw a person and who ruined my life.
I'm just glad that somebody's paying attention.
Christine's mother is grateful to the I-team, but admits seeing Foley is painful.
Every time we do this, he just takes a little piece of my heart some more.
It's important to remember Christine and her mother and her daughter in all of this. So, Cheryl, what's next in the case?
Well, Foley's due back in court on in the middle of June, and until then, the judge ordered that he not drive. If he does drive during that time and he's caught driving, his bail could be revoked, and he could spend up to 90 days in jail.
Right. So if he gets convicted of driving after his license is revoked, what then?
Well, the courts take that pretty seriously. So if that happens, he could face up to a year in prison.
Wow.
So he's looking at some jail time maybe on this.
It's very serious. I think a lot of times people see these cases where someone's been arrested multiple times, and it's interesting to see the follow-through on a case like this because of you. Chief Investigator Cheryl Fiandaca, thank you so much.